Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast. I'm Ann Alvarez, parent coach, school counselor, and mother of two. Do you sometimes struggle with your parenting role? Do you notice that sometimes you're repeating patterns that you learned in your own childhood? Maybe you are carrying childhood pain that has not been healed, and you notice that it is showing up in your parenting with your own children. Perhaps you yell or get frustrated easily. Maybe you are directing them or telling them what to do all the time, and you notice that your actions are affecting your relationship with your children. Well, parents, I totally understand this. I came from childhood pain and I learned how to be a relational parent with my children. And I can teach this to you as well. This podcast is all about learning how to heal the childhood pain that we are carrying so that we can foster healthy relationships with our kids. Join us every week for a new show, and we will dive into the healing and the fostering of healthy relationships with our children. Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast and YouTube channel. I'm super excited because I have a special guest. Her name is Dr. Suzanne Simpson. She is the founder of Helping Parents Get on Their Kids' Turf, building connection, reducing conflict, and creating calm at home. And she's also the host of the Encountering podcast. She's a keynote speaker and mental health wellness educator. Welcome, Suzanne.
Hi, Anne.
Thank you for
Thank you.
joining today.
Thanks for having
Oh
me.
boy. Yeah. So I wanna ask you about your experience with youth and mental health.
Am I starting from the beginning?
You can give us the
the
highlights.
the beginning. Well, actually, it's interesting from the beginning because the beginning is just with kids that are like I taught French immersion kids that
Yes.
are considered to be the highest achieving of our country in terms of academics. We know this actually; it's quantitated across Canada.
Yes.
It's a second language program. You've got parents that are high achievers putting their kids in that program. So that's where I started, not per se with mental health with kids, but working with kids. And then progressively, I loved working with the kids that were struggling more and that were in trouble at school all the time. I'm just going to continue on for you. So
Yeah.
I had these kids in French immersion, high achieving, and progressively loved to work with the kids that were in trouble, like the ones
Um,
that couldn't navigate, couldn't emotionally regulate. And fast forward to 2018, I ended up teaching at a youth psychiatric unit. And so
okay.
my work there was with the kids that were opposite end of that spectrum of high achievers that have the highest death rates in this country simply because they have a dual diagnosis of mental health and substance use. So that unit was the opposite, complete paradigm shift of immersion. But what I preach about is actually it's all the same because even the kids that are entrenched in substances still have the same underlying needs and desires and problems as those high achieving kids with lawyer parents and doctor parents. They're the class president and look
Yes.
great on paper.
Right.
There's a
Right.
commonality of every youth.
So what have you seen as the most like prevalent mental health issue with our youth
Oh,
today?
hands down, without question, it's anxiety. Hands
Mhm.
down. And I'm
Okay.
saying anecdotally at the psychiatric unit, I worked with hundreds of kids. I was there for 5.5 years until they closed us down. I would loosely say maybe it was 2 or 3% that did not struggle with
Okay.
anxiety. And I mean, like, to debilitating levels where they couldn't walk into school and the sea of people terrified them. And even the high achieving kids that I taught, I keep in contact, still easily articulate anxiety as number one. And we know this. I mean, this is
Yes.
researched globally. This is global.
So like we're looking at like social anxiety, performance anxiety, right? Is
Yeah.
it a lot of it coming from school then?
Well, I that's such a long answer.
Yeah.
Uh, my experience working in high achieving communities is it starts with the parents, might even be unspoken. It's an important conversation to have, that there are unspoken pressures on our kids. And for those parents that you're in a high achieving area, you might say to your child, we just want you to do your best.
Mhm.
Yet that child is still in this environment of all these other high achievers.
Yes.
So all of a sudden it creates a culture. And I have worked in so many schools where you've got the parents that are achieving, the teachers take that on, and those expectations come up. And then the students take it on, because it's not a discussion about, are you going to university in these areas? It's, where are you going? And
Mhm.
and the kids seeing these high achieving parents all around them, and that's just your world. So you're supposed to be high achieving. So the anxiety levels on that, I think, are enormous. And we're not talking about enough. There's a great book called Never Enough by Jennifer Wallace, about the toxicity of our achievement culture. So that's number one. And that's
Yes.
that's been there for a long time. Number
Yes.
two, though, is actually social media. And we know research stemming from the research came out in 2018 by Jean Twenge. From the early 2010s onward, we've had doubled mental health disorders. Like, in many disorders have doubled, if not like significantly multiplied since 2010.
Mhm.
Since it wasn't the iPhone, Steve Jobs, 2007, standing on that stage with his turtleneck.
Mhm.
iPhone, it's what goes on the phone. It's not the phone. The phone is like the Swiss Army knife, he calls it, of everything it can do, but it's all the apps. So, of course, social
Right.
media apps, Reddit, violent
Mhm.
video games, and hardcore porn for boys. So we know that the what's on those phones and the behavior with that is directly correlated to anxiety. And
Okay.
just a little side comment, I was teaching yesterday, and we're trying across BC to have no phones on your
Yes.
body, because the research shows the closer it is to your body, the less you learn. And I bought this little like stand thing. So I've said to the kids, starting right off, guys, put it on the stand. Here's my phone on the stand. It's away from our bodies. It's off your desks. You can see it. It's safe. And at the end, they're like, we like this
Yes.
because we feel free and we're not connected physically off your body. And I think that's something also at home that we need to start really working with, is where is the phone and the use of it? Because it's toxic.
Yes.
It's killing, it's starting, kids are dying from that.
Yeah, because you can't focus at all, right? With your phone is with you all the time.
Yeah.
Like you can't
Yeah.
really focus on anything,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
even
It's
just go ahead.
beeping, making noises, you're getting notifications all the time, right?
Even I'm just dealing with a woman who's doing some social media for me, and I'm trying to get ready for you, and I'm literally multitasking, and I'm 52, getting ready, right? And I'm trying to communicate with her about stuff, and I'm getting ready, and I'm rushing, and I know better. I'm
Yes.
52, and I still just did it. And
Yes.
your
What
anxiety
more?
levels go up. Of course
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah. Especially like with our youth when they're just developing, like, all of that, to be exposed to it is can be so damaging, right? If it becomes your whole life
Yeah.
existence,
But
right?
I want to be really clear. This starts at home. It
Hmm.
starts at home. So in terms of the whole cell phone thing, which is a biggest thing right now we have in education, it starts at home. So
Hmm.
parents need to get on board. And I have said to any educator, if you've got parents complaining about our cell phone policy, tell the parent, read Anxious Generation, read it, understand the research, and then come talk to us.
Right.
It's like the cigarette revolution. We're like, cigarettes, oh shoot, they cause cancer. Well, people are
Yeah.
dying. And that's starting to happen with the research we have, like quantitative data across the world about what's happening on smartphones.
Yes. 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 Okay, so like with your work with youth, what have you what do you realize or what have you noticed that uh, our teens need from us as parents so that we can help them with their mental health? Like we can give them resilience and all of the things that they need to manage their mental health.
Three things. This is all came out of my research with 25 youth over a year at the psychiatric unit, of what did you need as your mental health went down. And everything is encompassed by this. Number one is support. I am here for you. What can I do for you? And I'm supporting you through this, albeit with your physical health, with your emotional, with your social, with your anxiety. We'll get you support for counseling. The second one is understanding. And the integral thing about understanding is then if you're working with your children, you cannot even have a single iota of judgment with the look on your face, with the tone of your voice, because you will immediately shut that conversation down.
Yes.
So understanding means, and I did a great podcast with this wonderful woman named Vicki Alice. She said to me, understanding is getting your head out of your butt.
Yes.
Right? And I was like, because
Yes.
it means I take my own self out of the equation when I'm talking with my child, and my own upbringing and my own, preconceived notions and my own expectations. And when I'm talking to my child, that all has to go out, and I'm just present to listen authentically. And there cannot be judgment. That's what came out in my research, is a single iota. And that is how to stop a conversation 101. You want to stop conversations with your child 101, start an inch of a millimeter of judgment. And then the last one is care, which is kind of broader. Maybe it's how we are, and you can't support without being caring. It ties in. You can't understand unless you're caring, but they want to be cared for. And a lot of that is leaning into your child, and enormous is taking initiative.
Yes.
Even if they think, or even if it seems they don't want to spend time with you, taking that initiative, that's your care. And hey, what do you want to go do? Like, do you want to go get a burger?
Yeah.
That's my get on their turf, get to where they are.
Yes.
But what
Yes.
all of that, then everything I'm speaking of, it's connection.
Yes.
In a disconnected world, this is all about connecting. And our kids want to be built up. They want our faces to light up when they walk into the room. They want to know they matter, that they're worthy.
Yes.
And that builds self-worth. And I saw that every single kid I had, every single youth. I didn't have to research that.
Yeah. The other thing I want to add is just if our kids feel like we can't handle things, like we're getting upset,
Yeah.
that it's too much for us, then that's another reason why they won't share. Is because they're like, I don't want to make my mom upset or my dad.
Totally. And guilt. I had
Yeah.
a lot of students. So to be clear, I had a classroom on the psychiatric unit. They stayed inpatient with us, and I saw them every morning. So I had a lot of dialogues and a lot of stories, and so many kids felt so guilty for what they were putting their parents through.
Yeah.
And my response for them was, stop. We signed up for this as parents. We don't take parenting lightly. We can't take parenting lightly. And it's not an afterthought. And parenting is not a pastime.
Yes.
And so just, I think, rooting your child in that. I'm here for you. This is good. I can handle this, even if you fake it.
Yes.
Even if you have to, you can't cry in front of your kid about their problems. You can't. You got to be solid.
No.
Fake it.
Because they don't want to upset us, and they don't want to be a burden to us. And that is huge in their heads. And that would be the reason they don't share the struggles that they're having. Right?
For sure. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's strength. Like, I can handle this, but you're so right. We have to emotionally regulate ourselves.
Yes.
We can't expect our kids to not flip out if we're flipping out.
Yeah. If we're going through a challenging time in our lives, then we need to find support for ourselves.
Yeah.
So that we can give support to our kids. Right? We can't be leaning on them and expecting them to support us. I call that parentification, right? When the child is taking the parent's role on. And when kids are worrying about us as parents, that's parentification. Because we should be worrying about them. They shouldn't be worrying about us, right?
Yeah.
It's an indication that the parent is struggling and needs help.
Yeah.
Right?
And no matter what any teenager says, they still want to be cared for.
Yes.
If they say otherwise, I don't care. They're lying.
It doesn't matter what age they are.
Yeah.
We all want to be cared for and cared about, right?
Yeah. Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we do? How do parents who are struggling with their teens, how do parents help them?
Right. This is where the whole get on their turf comes in every way. It's my go-to phrase. And
Okay.
what does that entail and at what level? Because I think it's a spectrum. So if your kid hates you
Mm-hmm.
or seems disconnected and they don't want to spend any time with you, your first level is, what do you want to do? Like, what do they want to go do? Not what you want to do. What do
Yes.
they want to do? And go spend time with them with whatever that is. And I've got to tell you, food often entices kids
True.
with bacon on the burger.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're
Yeah.
vegetarian, you find
I
another good
used
option.
I used food a lot with my oldest to get him out of his room.
Well, and here's the thing too, like consider the time in a restaurant. Now, different, I mean, now you've got to pay money to do that. So I know there's different incomes, but there's different
Yeah.
levels of what that can be, and keep food, whatever level of food. But the thing about a restaurant that has struck me, and I noticed this early on with my kids, there's a bit of excitement while you're waiting for a meal. You're
Yes.
waiting. And I don't like, consider that time at a restaurant. There's a level of emotional involvement of, I'm getting this burger coming. And so all of a sudden, I think there's more animation because of all those positive vibes. So it's perfect breeding ground for conversation
Yes.
with wherever that is, with whatever your income bracket.
Yeah.
But even if, like, I did a bike ride once with my son around Stanley Park, and that's what he wanted to do. I'm like, it's our date now. What do you want to do? So it didn't cost anything, but he wanted to bike ride. And out comes these stories from
Yes.
5 years prior of things that had bothered him that I'd never heard of before, because we were on his turf.
Yes.
Right. So that's level one.
Yeah.
Level two is get on their turf of where they want to be. And one of the things that came out of my research that is, I think, groundbreaking, at least for school counselors, for sure, they might act that they don't want you involved, but 96% of my participants indicated they wanted that pursuit. So
Mhm.
the initiative. And let's say they say, no, I'm fine. My research showed they prod a little bit. Are you sure? Like, I'd love to sit here with you. We don't even have to talk. Or can I check in with you tomorrow? Or, and if it's a child, it's again that pursuit. Maybe they don't want to talk about it right now, but remember it and get to it tomorrow. And so where do they want to be comes in too with that pursuit. And
Perfect.
so for parents, for example, think about this. Does your child want to have to take the initiative to go find you in your office or cooking in
Right.
the kitchen versus you, the parent, taking the initiative and pursuing your child to knock on the bedroom door and, hey, can I come in and chat? Sit on the floor. Or, hey, like, they're outside, whatever, just joining them outside because they want to be pursued. So that aligns with where do they want to be. So that's level
Mhm.
two. Level three is, where are they at? And I mean that emotionally, psychologically. So getting on their turf. So lots of us older adults don't maybe understand anxiety to the extent of what it's happening. And for
Mhm.
me, it actually was a foreign concept because I've been blessed by not having a genetic disposition. I've really not had anxiety in my life. And I learned through my kids that I don't get it. It's not a rational feeling. And for me, then having that experience plus working, I work with a lot of students plus a lot of reading. If you can have a better understanding of the experience, even if you don't get it or have experienced it, now you're positioning yourself to be on their level. You don't
Right.
have to go through it to pursue learning it. Or if your
Yeah.
child has ADHD, go learn what you can about it. Or
Mhm.
suicidal ideation, oh, please, could you shout this from the mountaintops because it is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month.
Mhm.
Go learn about dialectical behavior therapy, what you can do at home. There's so many resources. And if there's
Yeah.
anxiety, go learn as a parent what you can do about cognitive behavior therapy, CBT, to
Yeah.
support. So you're getting where they are feeling.
Yes.
So
Yes. I
what do they
love
want to
that.
do? Where do they want to be? And where are they at? Or how are they
Right.
feeling?
Right. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. So, any last words for parents before we
Yeah,
close?
here's my last word. I have become more vocal that we need to take our responsibilities as adults. We have
Mhm.
so many people in this country that have things that are done wrong to them. I got so many students who have a cycle of trauma. And we take responsibility for our behavior now, but
Mhm.
then learn from it and move on. And with
Yeah.
that, a couple with that responsibility is we are all imperfect. The
Yes.
mistakes I could tell you, and between my teaching days and my mothering days, are enormous. And I actually am still embarrassed to share some teaching stories of my behavior with colleagues
Yes.
when I present. We
Same.
are imperfect and we are all imperfect. So I'm not saying you flog yourself for the mistakes you made. But what also came out of my research was the kids know we're imperfect. They
Yes.
don't expect us to be perfect. They want us present.
Yes.
So for parents who don't know what to do, you start being present.
Yes.
And
I love
one of the
that.
get off your screen, get off your phone,
Yeah.
close your laptop.
Spend quality time. Spend quality
Yep.
time with your
Yep.
kids.
You know how get on their turf I developed get on their turf was I said it all the time at the psych unit to parents. I said, go get on their turf. Like your child's struggling. They're here with me at a psych unit. Go
Yes.
meet them where they're at. Go be with them. Go connect.
Yes.
That's number one. Do they want a
Yes.
burger and bacon with fries
Yes.
and really good
Yes.
chipotle mayo? You're connecting with your kid. That's always number one.
Yes. Yes. Ask them questions about their lives. I always say get into their heads. You know, you get into their heads when you ask them questions. What do you think?
Yep,
You
that
know,
totally get on their turf. That's
yeah,
it. Yeah, you're
yeah,
you're at their level.
exactly,
And they're feeling
exactly.
pursued, they're feeling loved, they're feeling that they're worthy of your time, so their self-worth goes up like crazy. It all
Yes.
just it's foundational.
Yeah. And I think a huge part of parenting is being humble. Like humility is a huge part of parenting. To admit to your
Yeah.
kids, yeah, I flew off the handle and I'm sorry, you know? Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that speaks to kids because now they trust you more because you admit that you're not perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. Totally.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Dr. Suzanne. Okay, so parents, just a little recap. Dr. Suzanne said, number one issue is anxiety. So we got to find out about the anxiety, what's causing it, and how we can help our kids with the anxiety. And she also talked about how we can get on their turf. It's all about connection, right? You gotta get you gotta give them, oh yeah, I forgot. You gotta give them support and care, right?
Understanding.
And
Support, understanding, care.
understanding, support, understanding, and care. And also, she mentioned that we're getting on their turf. Okay, tell parents the three things again for getting on their turf.
What do they want to do is level one.
What do they want to do?
Where do they want to be is level two.
Where do they want
And
to be?
where are they at
Mm,
emotionally, psychologically? And there's your levels, right? It's a spectrum.
yes,
And the closer you get to your child and more connected, the more that's going to go from what do they want to do to where do they want to be to where are they at.
I love it.
It
I love it. I
grows.
love it. Okay, tell parents where they can find you, Dr. Suzanne.
So first, actually, my podcast has now changed to Get on Their Turf. So I'll give you
Okay,
the link
okay,
after. And
okay.
then I am DrSuzanneSimpson.com. And I'm on my social media is Dr. Suzanne Simpson on LinkedIn and Instagram.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Suzanne. Appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks,
And
Anne.
thank you. And thank you, parents, for joining. I hope you got a lot of value out of this show, and we will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Thank you, parents, for joining the show today. I hope it was valuable and that you have some useful tools to use with your children. If this show blessed you or changed you in any way, I would appreciate a review on my podcast, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or perhaps you could even recommend our Masterful Parenting to your family and friends. Thank you so much, parents.